Sundram will deliver his speech titled The Art of Perception and Its Influence on Experience.
Did you know, according to Timex survey, a person spends about 6 months while waiting on average? And that includes anything that builds anticipation, desire, and suspense. But wait, before you shut your mind at the idea of all that time lost, ask yourself this: is waiting really a bad thing? What about the wait we experienced to appreciate things like health, family, and home? Or the time when we were waiting for a Shopee payday sale? Now, this is where perception comes in. It is what makes us interpret and act on any given situation. From here, let me take you on a journey where we question the premises of the said perception and the influence it has on us humans. What exactly affects our perceptions, you may ask? Let me begin with an anecdote. When my grandparents from India tried Chinese food in Malaysia, they fell head over heels for its tantalizing flavors. However, when my aunt, also hailing from India, tried it, she was faced with pure distaste. You see, the only difference between them was that my aunt had prior knowledge about certain Chinese culinary practices, like consuming snakes and bats. On the other hand, my grandparents had no idea about Chinese food whatsoever. Consequently, it appears that our prior knowledge about certain things does have an impact on our perceptions. Furthermore, when it comes to the realm of social norms and cultural constructions, the concept of good and bad becomes even more arbitrary. One society's morality may be condemned as immoral by another. For example, in Western culture, maintaining direct eye contact can be interpreted as a sign of respect and attentiveness. This is because they consider the eye as the central point of focus. On the other hand, in most Asian countries, maintaining eye contact can come off as disrespectful because they consider it to be more aggressive and impolite. Hence, we can deduce that people from different cultures interpret one another's intentions differently due to these social norms. Now that we understand more about perception, let's quickly move on to the influence it has on us. How often do misunderstandings of interpersonal relationships arise from misreading intentions and behaviors? According to the actor-observer bias, people tend to attribute situational factors to their own behaviors, but more trait-based factors to others' behaviors. Now, this may lead to judgments that are not always accurate. Therefore, I will rephrase that. And since our perception determines our emotions, sentiments, and efficacy in communicating, it plays a key role in maintaining a good interpersonal relationship. Therefore, we may encourage empathy and open-mindedness in our relationships if we learn how perceptions affect our interpersonal dynamics. Finally, let us embrace perception supremacy, for it is both our greatest ally and our craftiest enemy. Recall that perception is the paintbrush we use to color our surroundings, while reality is just a canvas. Thus, let's use large, bold strokes and never stop challenging our perceptions of reality. After all, in the tapestry of existence, it is our perceptions that weave the threads of meaning and significance. As the renowned novelist Robertson Davis once said, "The eyes only see what the mind is prepared to comprehend." Thank you.
Thank you for that speech, Elakkya, Shanmuga, Sundram. The judges will now pose 2 questions to the contestant.
Elakkya, thank you for sharing with us Just wanted to find out from you, if you happen to be called to conduct or to select candidates for a job interview, would you think just a piece of CV is sufficient for you to make a judgment, or you really need to see a person and interview the person face to face?
Thank you for the question. I think as a job interviewer, it's important to look at them face to face so that you know how they are, like body language, posture, and everything. It would give them, like for example, if they were to be slouching, maybe it would give a perception that they are lazy, or if they don't have enough confidence, things like that. So I think interviewing face to face is much more efficient because you get to learn a little bit more about them besides just the CV. Thank you.
Right, thank you.
My question is, in your opinion, of course, do perception and influence always match, or they don't necessarily match? Perception and reality, perception and reality.
Okay, to answer your question, thank you for your question. Perception and reality may not match all of the time. Like I mentioned let me give you an example. If I were to think that by looking around the people here, you've come with formal clothes and everything, like, formal clothes, or maybe a lot of us are still coming in casual clothes. If I look at the casual clothes and say, oh, you've come from a low-income family, I can't assume that. So our perceptions don't really match our reality because they could be from a high-end income family as well. So I think perceptions and reality don't match.